channel, everybody. My name is Jeremy, if you're new here. Today I'm going to go over my kayak setup for 2025. I'm out here at Folsom Lake again. We did the 2024 setup from the same area, so I thought I'd go over all the upgrades that I've made this year. I've made some pretty big changes to the kayak this year. We finally motorized the kayak, and I've already seen a huge difference in how I fish now with being able to spot lock and everything, but we'll go over all of that. I've even made some upgrades to my trailer this year, so we'll just do a full walkthrough. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the description down below. Any of the products are going to be linked in the description as well, so if you have any questions on those, that's where you can find it. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we'll just start up here with the trailer. I added a jack that I can lift up and down, and didn't have to take it off every time, because I used to have to remove the wheel because it was fixed right here. So we added the jack and a spare tire holder. That's just boring stuff. This is the big dog. We added the Motorguide Xi3 with spot lock, or pinpoint GPS is what they call it. I did add this prop nut here on the front, and I have a spare katana blade that's supposed to be better for grass. I haven't tried that out yet. So up here we just have the Anderson connectors with the weatherproof coverings, and through hole kit right here. My buddy Sean did the install on all the electrical, and he did a great job. It's super clean. I love how these connectors are waterproof. We did add a little clip here for releasing the foot pedal, and then I just screwed in a little pad eye here to the bracket. This bracket came from One Objective. It's a solid bracket so far. It's got the quick release on it and the puck underneath. Up here we just have this live scope mount with a tie down for my rope to be able to pull the motor up, and then I just have a handle on that as well, and I just have been leaving it lay here. For inside, I'll show you what we have inside here. In the front hatch here, I just keep a bag with some dry clothes and a little bilge pump in there, a little sponge, just a little emergency items just in case I ever need it. I'm also running this little tub that collapses down and fits inside here. I'll show you how it fits in a second, but I just use that to keep some extra soft plastics in the front and a rain jacket underneath there. These come in a 2-pack on Amazon. It actually even has a top. I'll leave the link in the description down below, but I'll show you they fit really nicely in here. So that they just fit right inside the hole there, and I'm able to access it in case I need it. It's just a bunch of extra plastics that I might need on the water. So that's all I keep in there. I just keep all that stuff inside there, and then I still have this dock rope here up front. I also have a couple different configurations on how I'm running the kayak currently. You can't run the pedal drive and this Xi3 at the same time. As you can see, it overhangs where the pedal drive would kick up. So when I bring the pedal drive, I would just have to lay it in front. So I kind of came up with this little contraption here. It's just a track pack and a cup holder on some PVC pipe, and it's actually worked really well. That spot keeps it from going any further down than that, and gives me some access to some baits and some tackle and stuff there. It's worked out pretty good. I'll show you the alternate setup of when I do bring the pedals, of how everything has to go in here at the same time. So you can see this is pretty much how it is with both of them, and they kind of rest on each other, so it's not the best or ideal situation. It's doable, but I've just have preferred to have the clean cockpit without the drive, and I'm kind of risking it in case I get stuck out there, but I do still have the paddle. So worst case scenario, I might have to paddle all the way back should battery go dead or something go wrong with the motor, which can happen. But I'm just going to take my chances for now and leave the drive at home when I have the motor. All right, right here on the gear track, since the Kayak is registered now, it is required to have red and green lights. So I just purchased these little lights off of Amazon. What's nice about them is they have a little port here that's USB charging, so you don't have to worry about batteries so much. You can just charge them up and keep reusing them. So I went with that this year, and they just have a little buckle, and I'm putting them on a little Yakgadget tie down there. It's working out pretty good. Again, I'll leave that linked in the description. I just have another rod holder mount here in case I'm trolling. I have a second rod holder. This is the double header from Yakgadget. I used to use this a lot, but now that I have the spot lock, I'm not really using my paddle as much. And this was for my paddle and my stakeout pole for the Delta. I've yet to really get out on the Delta with the spot lock and test that out, but I imagine I'm still not really going to be using the stakeout pole or paddle as much. Again, I mentioned this in the other Kayak video review that I did. I like to stage my rod on the right hand side here, so this is what I'm using this for. When I catch a fish, I just put the rod in this spot right here. In this cup holder, I'm actually just got a little container that I use these little plug knockers, little cheap versions of plug knockers there. They work pretty good. Go over my life jacket. I'm using the NRS Raku. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. And then in the pocket here, I have my phone tether. This is a necessity, and I'm so paranoid about it. I use this and a backup system that clips to the bottom of my phone, because like I said, I'm paranoid. And on the other side of my life jacket, I have this Gerber retractable thing for my remote. I don't like the Motorguide lanyard. I just think it can pull apart too easily with the little safety release that it has, and then you could end up snagging on something and dropping your remote in the water, and they don't float. So that's why I'm using that. Underneath the seat here, I just keep my terminal tackle box. Again, I'm trying to go a lot lighter this year and not take so much gear. And in the past, I've taken several Plano boxes of tackle, and then I never end up using anything on the water, so I'm trying to downsize. But this is my terminal tackle, and I'm keeping that under there. And again, I'm still using my tray that I came up with. I see no reason to not use it. It works great. Keeps all kinds of stuff just kind of organized under the seat and quick access. This is pretty much the soft plastics that I'd end up using for the day. I showed you up front all the extras that I have in the hole just in case, but I don't end up getting in there very often. And then here I got rid of the pouches on the side. They ended up pulling my netting and tearing it, so I had to contact Old Town and get a new webbing. I still just keep the scissors and pliers in this side here with the little tie down on the netting. And while I contacted Old Town, I did order some more decking. It obviously doesn't look great because it's not designed for that, but it's working and it's sticking pretty good. This is the pedal drive plate from Navarre that I've added some decking onto this as well, and I've used this a lot more now that I have the motor and not taking the pedals. I will say one thing that I've noticed, and people might wonder, is now without the pedal drive there, I do take on a little bit more water than I ever did with just the pedal drive. But it's manageable, it's not terrible. All right, moving down here, I've got a Rogue tether here, and I'm trying out the Yakgadget leaderboard this year. I'll show you, I've got these brackets here that I use for my other catch board that I have on like a quick release system here. I can just take it off when I'm traveling, but unfortunately the Yakgadget leaderboard does not fit in that, so I've just been laying it here between my cooler that I keep in the back, and my Yakgadget black pack, and it's actually worked just fine there. And occasionally I still use the catch board, so I put it in this if I'm using that system to keep it out of the way here. Also just have these little tie downs here, these little wire ties to secure the seat when I'm traveling. I don't really think you need to, but I do anyway. And then on the back it still has this little wilderness pocket, extra scale, some leader line, a flashlight, some WD-40, just miscellaneous odds and ends. That hasn't changed. And then we'll get inside the black pack here and I'll show you all of that. In the back here we've just done a couple through hole kits. One for my fish finder, it comes out here, and the other one is for my battery box. We got the Anderson connectors back here as well. Nice super clean hole through kit. We just used the extra large one there, and it's working out good right here. All right, this year for the Yakgadget black pack I did add the short stack to the top here, and the reason for that is we decided to use the bottom half for our battery box, so I don't put any gear really in here. And inside here we are running the 100 amp hour mini LiTime battery. This thing's been pretty good so far. I've got no complaints. I am still running the Dakota lithium power box just for my graph. We also have a 60 amp breaker in here, and just some other little things that I do keep in here. I keep this GoPro case, I keep a spare prop, and I keep a little toolkit and some extra navigation lights and a first aid kit. I try not to put too much stuff in here. I don't want things rattling around in the battery box, but this all fits in here pretty good. And what I've done for the hinges on this, since I do have two rod holders in the back, I have it opposite of what I have the front latches. That way I can still access this on the water when I have rod holders, or when I have rods in the rod holders. Inside the top here, I just keep a waterproof box, keep my keys and wallet in on the water if I don't have the pedal drive. And then I just keep two small boxes of tackle, all my jigs, some extra gloves, and face mask, and some extra leader line, and just a little bag to keep money and some hand warmers. Keep some swim baits in here and some hand sanitizer. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to consolidate my gear and not take so much this year, so that's what we've been doing with the short stack. In here I'm just keeping my remote to store here. I got some sunglasses and some Yolotech putty for the rainy days for the cameras, and then I keep my navigation lights in here. Yeah, we also have added the USB port here, and this is where I'm running my camera for all day recording right here. It's worked out really good. All right, yeah, so once again trying to downsize the gear. I still have the 8 rod holders. I got it right this year. Last year I said 6. One thing I did do in the back here is I moved the back 2 up into a higher position, so it's easier to see as I'm trying to put them in the very, very back from the seat. All right, and like I said, I put the hinges on here the opposite way. That way I still do have access with the rods in should I need to get inside on the water, but I don't get in there very often. So back here in the back, I just have this little tie down for traveling with the towel. Go Niners. Keep my Yakgadget flag here. We have the boomstick attached on top of our black pack, and cable running down to the USB port that I showed you on the side there. Not really running anything on the track back here. I did switch over the cup holder and the rod tube replacement from the other side to this side. I like my drink holder here a lot better, and the one on the other side that's in the kayak, it's just too big for, you know, just a regular size cup. So this Yakgadget cup holder is working good, and I have the second one up there that I just throw like baits and stuff like that in, and that's what I prefer to use that for. Still running the Garmin 93 SV. Maybe one of these days we'll upgrade to a 10 SV and get live scope. Who knows? Got a rod holder here for trolling. We can't do that in tournaments, but I still like to do it when we're not just fun fishing. So I've got that there. And like I said, the lights on this side. I've got my little tie down here for the release, just to keep it from falling. And we got the bending branches paddle. We're just keeping the paddle holder now. Don't really use that as much because of that bad boy. And I gotta say, the Xi3 is amazing. Being able to spot lock is so much fun. We just lay our net up here on the front hatch and stays out of the way. All right, well, I think that's gonna do it for the walkthrough. If you have any other questions, just feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer. All right, well, I hope 2025 tournament season's a good one, and catch you on the next video. Appreciate it.